First, I want to talk about two of the most important aspects of Ruby, strings and methods. Before we get started, I want to make a comment about comments. Go over here and look at the helper that we defined. This here is a Ruby comment. It starts with this hash sign, also called a pound sign or an octothorpe. There's also a multi-line syntax in Ruby for making comments, and it's so rarely used that I don't even remember what it is offhand. I would have to Google around to find it. So almost all commenting is done like this. So that's the first aspect of this method. But then the rest of it involves methods and strings. So those are two of the most important things in Ruby, especially for web development. Our principal tool for learning Ruby will be the Rails console, which we've seen a couple times before. There are actually a couple of things that annoy me about this prompt. For one, it gives too much information. It's got the Ruby version, which is exposed. There's no reason to do that particularly. Certainly for this tutorial, it won't matter. It has the line number here. If you hit return, it exposes the line number. And it also did this indentation. That's really weird. I don't know what's going on there. So we do if. It's indenting. And I don't like that behavior. So I'm going to make a couple of edits. This is the kind of thing that's optional, but I think it'll make things more convenient. All right, so I'm just going to paste in some stuff from the tutorial. The way to do this is with a configuration file called irbrc or .irbrc, and there's an easy-to-use text editor called Nano that I want to use here. The tilde there is just the home directory. This doesn't really matter in terms of understanding. Just if you just copy what I do, you'll be fine here. This is not the core part of the tutorial, but it's important for the screencast especially to make things look nice. Let's copy the configuration there from the book. And you can see the menus here. If you've never used Nano, just look at the menus. It says Control X for exit, and then we want to say yes to modify the buffer, and that file name is fine. Okay, so now let's boot up the console again. We can see now the prompt is simpler. It's just these two characters. It's a simple prompt, and if we do like if, we'll be talking about if statements, but now it doesn't have the indentation. Good.